Oh, big question. Big question. Should I buy now? Should I wait? I'll be right back to give you my thoughts on that. Hey Halifax, I'm Brenda K with the Halifax Home Selling Group, and this is the sweet Miss Frankie who's with me every day. One question from everybody: should I buy now or should I wait? So I made some notes and I want to kind of share things with you. There's a couple reasons people are asking. Number one, they're saying, is there going to be a market crash like there was before? Absolutely not. There was a market crash in 2008. Didn't affect us a whole lot. Here, I mean, we all know the States and some of the other big Canadian cities were decimated. But what the government did is they put the amortization, in 2006, they put the amortization up to 40 years, and it was 100% financing. People were borrowing money for the closing cost. People that weren't financially ready were buying homes. And shortly thereafter, whether it be a year or 2 years or 3 years, the bank was foreclosing. That's why that crash to me was driven by what the government gave us. Okay, so sometimes people give us the things that are not always good for us, but we don't know that usually till it's too late. The other downturn we had was in November 2011, they announced the ship contract, and we went nuts. Now, here, I have to share this with you. Competing offers in the other two, 2008 and 2011, that meant that two people wanted the same house. You might have to pay $5,000 over asking. That was it. So keep in mind, we are in an unprecedented market based on low inventory, high demand. I think the biggest market then was the North End Halifax, of course, because that's where everyone was going to go. And a lot of people were buying houses for investments, duplexes, single detached. And then all of a sudden in 2012, it was like, well, wait a minute. And even going into 2013, because it stayed steady. 2012 was a good year. But then all of a sudden it was like, wait, no, nobody's coming till 2015. And so the economy didn't grow at all. There was a lot of inventory on the market because sellers were trying to take advantage of the seller's market. And what was happening is all the people that these buyers anticipated coming into the city to work for Irving didn't materialize. They didn't come. So the values in 2015, it was the worst that I've seen. And it really affected people that were transferred, like military and other professionals, because not only were the values of the homes stagnant, they were actually losing money when they sold their homes. Do I see that happening this year? Absolutely. I know what goes up must come down. I can't see that happening right now. Let's talk about what is true market value, because the other question people are saying to me is, am I going to overpay in this market? Should I wait? Should I buy now? Okay, so 2020, we were in shock. We were like, what? Somebody paid like $80,000 more for that home. Wait a minute. This is not Toronto. This is Halifax. What's going on? See, in 2021, we were used to it. We knew. And in 2020, I remember thinking to myself, how is an appraiser going to appraise this house? Because nothing in this neighborhood has ever sold for that high. But see, in 2021, they did have comparables because people were paying that in 2020. So in a lot of neighborhoods, there was at least one, if not two or three homes that had sold at that increased value in 2021. So here's the true market value, is what the seller is willing to accept and what the buyer is willing to pay. That is true market value, definition of it. So here's the big thing, that no matter what market you're in, should I buy, should I not buy? This is what I would say to you. We would talk about your financial ability. And I'm talking not so that I know if I get, I get to sell your house, you're all ready. That's not the point. Here's the point. Knowing your financial situation, and even when people share it with me, there's times when I say to them, you're not ready to buy right now. You certainly wouldn't want to go out and buy a house based on I'd like to make a deal. So that's not how I roll, people. And don't get me wrong, I love craft dinner. I don't think Frankie wants no-name dog food, but financially ready that's the big question. Okay, do you have the down payment? Do you have the closing cost? Do you have a slush fund if something goes wrong? Because remember, you're not renting, you're in a house now, and items that you need. So first-time home buyers, it's lawnmowers, snow blowers, and such. And then if someone goes into new construction, I mean, you're talking like all the drapes, all the blinds, all the bathroom mirrors, usually takes more furniture if the house is bigger, if you're upsizing. So that's the question. Are you financially ready? Buyer's market. Are you financially ready? Seller's market. Are you financially ready? Balanced market. And if you're doing a buy sell, it's balanced because you're going to make it on the sell, you're going to pay it on the buy. In a buyer's market, the buy that they have to, when they have to do a buy sell, they're not going to do really well on the sell, but they're going to get a great deal on the buy. So it's a balanced market if you do buy sell. Buy more than you can afford out of fear. That's not a good thing. That goes back to the financially ready. I had a couple people say to me, should I borrow money because I'm afraid the prices are going to go high and I want to buy a house. I mean, listen, hey, if you've got the ability to pay back anything you have to borrow, that's fine. But again, going back to, living just to pay your house that you bought out of fear. Right? So again, in any market, I would say don't do that. Someone was saying to me the other day, oh, the interest rates are going to go up. Should I buy now? Before they go up too high, I can't afford it. So you're approved on 5%. So if they go up in the spring, maybe 1%, maybe 1.25%, you should be fine because you were approved on 5. Now, after you buy your house, if you, start, I'm going to get a travel trailer, I'm going to get a Harley Davidson, I'm going to get a sports car, then 1% would affect you because you've tied up your money. But typically, would I say buy now when you can financially afford it with, just for the sake of getting a lower interest rate? Sure, yeah. But no fear of not being able to afford your house. It's 50-50. We can buy now, and in the spring, we see the prices have gone up. And we're like, yes, I bought. I bought in a good time. Or we can buy now, and we can see that in the spring, there is no competitive offers anymore. You can actually start to negotiate under the asking price, which of course we've always done here in Nova Scotia. But it's a personal choice. What do you want to do? It's just like any other gamble. I'm taking advantage of this market to sell my home, and I'm getting it ready to sell because I'm in downsizing mode. This market is great for downsizing, sell now, but you know what? You have no place to go. So same question. So here's the bottom line. Only you can answer the question. Should I buy now or should I wait? Because it's your financial future. Thank you again. I hope you found some value in that. I'm Brenda K with the Halifax Home Selling Group. This is the sweet Miss Frankie who's with me every day. Speaking of downsizing, watch the next video here up on the screen. It's all about downsizing. I'll see you next week. Cheers.